Tesla, the Optimus robot was just, they just released or did a press conference, I guess I should say.
It was called AI.
Yeah.
Day.
And it's pretty cool.
Yep.
We have talked about it a bit before, but now I feel like things are a bit more concrete because I think it was kind of rumors before. Somewhat. Yeah. It shares some of the AI software and sensors with the car autopilot, which makes sense. And also, I didn't realize, it's crazy, that was the first time they operated it without a tether for the
on stage.
On stage, which leave it to Elon. I feel like that's just a very Elon thing to do.
Absolutely.
Kind of like the, throwing the thing at the Cybertruck window. That one didn't work out as well, unfortunately.
No.
So good thing you didn't push it too far with these guys or these robots.
Yeah. They just did a little,
Yeah, and like a little bit of this.
Walk around and
a little dance.
Yeah. A little dance. They had to get that one in.
Of course.
Because if you remember the last AI day, they had a similar dancing robot.
I didn't actually remember that, but it
was just a person.
Oh yeah,
in a suit.
Yeah. I did know that it was a guy in a suit, but I didn't remember the dancing part.
Yeah. So
yeah,
definitely an improvement from
That's
that.
what I was about to say. So as you could imagine, the production of the electric cars, I'm sure, helped them a lot in building the AI and the all the parts that were needed for the robotics, which is good stuff.
They mentioned that.
Yes,
they did mention some of that on stage.
And they're planning to test them in factories, which I think makes sense, and would be very useful if they are successful, because I mean, I don't even think we really need to explain why. They are also saying they're different from other humanoid robots because they are made to be mass produced into the millions.
Yes.
Again, for things like working in factories or these other kind of basic jobs and replacing people. What else? Has Wi-Fi and LTE connectivity, which makes sense. I think was kind of expected.
Yeah.
What else? They've kind of focused on addressing the robot's joints and like the hands, wrists, knees, that kind of stuff. And they have very human-like hands.
Did you see the video showing off their the leg actuators?
I did not actually.
A single of their actuators could lift an entire grand piano, and that's one for one leg. Yeah. So it's got two of them.
Damn, bro, this guy just pistol squatting pianos. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I went to the gym enough to do that yet. One day though. And then them having human-like hands will be pretty helpful with picking up, all kinds of various objects, whatever it may be, boxes or tools, whatever. You get the idea.
They were really trying to really mention how they wanted the motions and movements to be very natural.
Yeah.
Like very human-like. They really focused on the thumbs being opposable, fully opposable thumbs, and just the movements of the robot. They wanted to be very human-like. They demonstrated one thing where it's like, okay, we can pick up a box.
Yep.
We can have a human pick up a box with all the sensors on his arms and whatever. They can 3D track it and then apply it to the robot. And it's like, sure, okay, that's only in one situation. It could pick up a box if the box is like this high off the ground and this certain weight and dimensions of the box. Sure, okay. It can do one situation. But with their AI,
Yes.
it can learn how to pick up boxes and do other motions.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
on the fly.
Yeah. It was, I think they called it online motion adaptation, I believe, is what I read.
Something like that.
Which is probably like the most important feature, because if that wasn't there, things would be difficult if it could only, you know, pick up a box that is exactly 1 by 1 by 1 and move it 2 feet, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
That would be pretty inconvenient if that was the case. But with it being able to do this, that really opens up the possibilities. I think that was like the main gist of it. I don't know if you have anything else to add before we say the price. The price.
Yeah, I did just have the price.
Yeah. Possible price.
Yeah. Okay. It's Elon.
Yeah.
We have to take that whole thing into account.
Yeah.
What he says is a little exaggerated.
Yes.
But we didn't mention they had 2 different versions of shown off.
Yes.
In their presentation. The one that walked was, so they had the concept and then the first version. Yep. So version 1 was the one that walked without the tethers. And then they also had a second version that was just a little cleaned up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't ready to walk yet. So they just kind of wheeled it out onto the stage. And it also did a little dance.
Yeah. And like waved and whatnot, right? I believe. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that's important to mention. They're getting closer and closer to something that's production ready. Yeah. And they were able to do that in 6 months.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive.
Pretty good progress.
Yeah. I was going to say we could not do that in 6 months, but you know,
no,
I think that was pretty obvious. So then I was like, I wasn't going to say it, but then I was already committed, you know, anyway.
Yeah. And they're also using the same like system on a chip as that's in a Tesla, like a car. But yeah, we kind of already knew that. But that's what helps it learn so quickly.
Yes.
Because it's the same thing that does the autopilot.
Yeah. And then for the price, Elon said probably less than 20,000.
Yeah.
Which
he said when he started that sentence, he said less than a car.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, good. Because 20,000 per robot.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
that's not, I don't know how much a Boston Dynamics robot is, but I think 20,000 is, or less than 20,000 is reasonable.
I mean, if you're thinking about it, in the sense that they're going to be replacing, you know, a whole bunch of people in factories, then I mean, outright paying 20,000 for however many robots you need would probably, you know, hurt a little bit. But, you know, then you're not having to pay a salary to someone, which ends up being more than 20,000 over the year.
Right.
So it would certainly save money, assuming there's no issues with them and you don't have to like pay to get them repaired or whatever the case may be. If they come out and they're working beautifully, which I'm imagining might not happen right away, then it can be pretty efficient, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it really, really depends on how long it takes to, like, I guess, train them.
Yeah.
When you receive them, right? Because if as soon as it starts taking a little too long, then it's more worth it to just have a human do it.
That's true. Very true.
So I'm glad that Tesla and Elon, they're focusing on that AI.
Yeah.
So that they can learn very quickly, because that's what it seems like is what's happening.
Yeah. Should be interesting. Hopefully, the robots don't take over.
Yeah. I wanted to do like a little overall,
Okay.
like takeaways
Yeah.
from it. Boston Dynamics robots have way better movement in like kinesthetics. They're so much more smoother and
Right.
it's just better. But they also need to be programmed to do all those movements.
Right.
They don't have AI. So on that part, Tesla is
Ahead.
very much ahead.
Huh.
But I also wanted to mention this is still like a humanoid form.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this last time we talked about this. The human form ain't exactly perfect.
True.
So I feel like different shapes of robots would be better.
Yeah.
But it depends again where they're going to be used. Like in a hotel service, humanoid, better.
Very true. Yeah.
But I feel like in factories, it's better to have them mainly on wheels.
Yeah.
Because walking is slow.
That's true.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'd love to see who has, like, which companies have pre-orders already for them or have already talked to Tesla to get some. Because I just want to see like who's thinking about it. Who wants this?
Yeah, no, that would be interesting to see. Then we'd really get the idea of where they're going to be used.